intro here for the Bear Pack. Before we get into this video, we wanted to share that we are growing here on this channel, and that is all due to your guys' love and support. The growth has been amazing. So as we grow, we wanted to give you guys some goals to work towards as we get into this football season. We're going to pull them up right now. Here are our goals. We're currently sitting at about 6,700 subs on this channel. So at 7K subs, we're going to have a Bobby Witt Jr. bobblehead giveaway. I got that at the first game of the Kansas City Royals opening day. It is still in the box. Haven't taken it out. It's in great condition. So that's going to be a good prize. And by the way, Bobby Witt Jr., 20 home runs now in the season. He's having a great second half of the year. 8K subs. We're going to have a jersey giveaway. We've done a lot of jersey giveaways. We'll probably do 2 jersey giveaways at 8K. 9K subs. Sports memorabilia giveaway. That can be anything from a jersey to a sports card to something else in reason. We don't want to be giving away a LeBron James signed game jersey, but we will try our best on that sports memorabilia giveaway. 10K subs, our big one. $1,000 giveaway. When we get there, we'll probably have people decide in the chat what they want to do with that. We can either have 10, 100, 2, 500, or just $1,000 giveaway, whichever one anybody wants. And then the 12K subs, we're going to try to send somebody to a game of their choice, 2 tickets each. We are very excited for this football season as it is our money maker. We did great last season, looking to ride that momentum into this season. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and don't miss out on these upcoming season. Enjoy the video, guys. We'll see you guys on the other side.
All right, guys, the time is now. The NFL season is creeping towards us. It is week 1 week. We're finally here. We've been waiting for this through OTAs, through training camp, through all the weeds. We were weeding our way through there, picking which news we cared about. But it's time to set the lineups, and it's time to choose which players we want. And that's what we're going to be going over today. This is going to be an episode of this or that. We're going to be going over the quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end position. And we're going to be choosing 2 polarizing players that are right neck and neck when it comes to ADP. And we're going to be giving out which one we prefer and why. And guys, we are doing a live show this Sunday, so make sure to stop in and check us out. That me and Bear will be giving out our favorite bets for the Sunday slate and our favorite lineup adjustments. If you guys want to pop in the live and give us a question, we will be sure to answer that as well. But guys, let's get into it. No more messing around. Let's start with the quarterback position here. And the 2 quarterbacks going to be going over is Justin Herbert versus Justin Fields. Bear, I'm going to have you start us off because I know that you love one of these guys, and I'm interested to see if you're going to choose him over the other.
Yeah, Trey, it's a very close battle. I'm going to give the nod to Justin Fields. So the main thing I was looking at for this was the schedule that these 2 quarterbacks had. For Justin Herbert and the Chargers, they play a much tougher schedule than the Bears. Just looking at some of the teams they're going to play, the Chargers, they have the Chiefs twice, they have Dallas, they have the Jets, they have Detroit, they have Baltimore, New England, Buffalo, Tennessee, Minnesota, Miami. Those are all very good opponents. The Chicago Bears' best opponent this season is 1 game against the Chiefs, and then maybe you Chargers, Minnesota, somewhere around there for the next toughest. They play Arizona, Tampa Bay, Denver, Carolina, Green Bay, Washington, and I know I threw Detroit in there up top, but really Detroit might be a track meet between the 2 teams. But I also think that Justin Fields using his legs is going to give us another advantage with Justin Fields. He's much more productive than Justin Herbert on the ground. I like Herbert. I think he's going to have a much better season passing the ball than Fields, but because Fields can do both the running and the passing, I give the nod to him. Give me Fields here to have a better year than Justin Herbert.
All right, I love that. I could say I expected it, but I just wanted to see because I know that I wasn't going to be going with Justin Fields. That's why I'm going with Justin Herbert. I really love Herbert this season, and he's a serious upside candidate to finish in the top 3 quarterbacks this season. The main thing that we look for in fantasy players is touchdown upside, and Herbert, that upside is just absolutely massive. He has a ton of weapons around him. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler, and Gerald Everett at the tight end position as well. And last season, it was his lowest finish as QB 11. And in his first 2 seasons, he was QB 9 and QB 2. I think there's a great chance for him to go back to those forms of him. And I don't hate Justin Fields either. I think he has a ton of upside as well, but I just have a lot more confidence in Herbert just because of talent surrounding him and the offensive play calling as well. And Herbert, he got that huge contract, and I think he's going to want to show up and show out. And he's going to take another big step in his development. And Seth, you're going to be the tiebreaker here. Which Justin are you going with?
Yeah, and Trey, like you said, Justin Herbert has a ton of options around him, and we didn't even mention Quentin Johnston, who they drafted this year, another big target out of TCU. But I'm going to burst your bubble. I am sorry. I am going with Justin Fields. This one was tough. It was very, very tough because it's hard to get past the fact that Justin Fields is super gifted with his feet, and he's shown improvement through the air. I like Justin Herbert. Don't get me wrong. Being a Chiefs fan and seeing them play Justin Herbert twice a year, it's super fun to watch because Justin Herbert can is dynamic in his own way, where he can put the ball in pockets that only a few quarterbacks can. And he does have some scrambling ability, but his upside isn't near what Justin Fields is. I even rank Justin Fields the best runner in the NFL just based on what he's shown he can do. If he can continue to show improvements and take the next step in his passing game, I think Justin Fields is a top 5 quarterback. I really do. I had him rated pretty high on our fantasy rankings list when we did that video as well. And my biggest thing with the Chargers is, and I know I'm not saying the Bears are good by any means, but the Chargers always find a way to play down to their opponents. And my biggest thing with Herbert is if his other his playmakers are playing down to their opponents, it affects him more than Justin Fields, because Justin Fields can do it with his legs a lot more. And Justin Fields can carry that offense on his back, as we saw him do last year on the ground. So, and the thing with Justin Fields is, too, he got some shiny new toys as well with Chase Claypool and DJ Moore. So I do like Justin Fields a little bit more here just because of his rushing capability and how he can rack up 6 points by a rushing touchdown. So I do like Justin Fields here a little bit more. Very close.
Well, I lose the first round. I didn't expect that. I honestly thought that Herbert was going to win that one whenever I threw those 2 players up. That's exciting. Well, guys, let's move on to the running backs. I'm excited because I'm going with one of my guys versus one of Bears' guys. I'm a Raiders fan. Bear is a Cowboys fan. That is well documented, as you can see on his head. It's going to be Josh Jacobs versus Tony Pollard here. Now, I need an unbiased opinion, so we're going to be starting with Seth this time.
Yeah. So here's the deal, guys. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this in the chat, and I'm sorry, Trey, but I got to go with Tony Pollard. I ranked Tony Pollard really high on my fantasy ranking show. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I had Tony Pollard up there within the top 4. I think Tony Pollard's going to have a great season. I'm talking about Tony Pollard being the 3rd best receiving back right now with Alvin Kamara being injured. So I do like what Tony Pollard brings PPR purpose-wise. And another thing that made me fade Josh Jacobs a little bit is him missing training camp and missing preseason. I think he's going to get off to a little slow start. So he might be at a little disadvantage in this matchup just because we all know what Josh Jacobs can do. Don't get me wrong. Josh Jacobs is one of the best in between tackle running backs in the league. But if we're looking at PPR purposes, I do like what Tony Pollard could bring because, as I said in the fantasy ranking show, I do think he's going to have kind of the year Austin Eckler had when he took over the lead running back role on the Chargers, and then he was a top 3 fantasy running back that next year. So that year, and then the next year is going on. So I do like Tony Pollard in this one.
I love that. And hey, Seth talked about it a couple times. If you're interested in our fantasy ranking show, make sure to just click that button at the top of your screen right now. But guys, I'm going to be going with Josh Jacobs here. I think we all knew that one. And I really, really love Josh Jacobs' upside this season, especially since he's going to be an unrestricted free agent after this season. And that just tells me one thing about the Raiders and Josh McDaniels. They're going to do the Patriot thing, and that's just absolutely run him into the ground. And last season, that worked out really well for the Raiders because it was the last season of his rookie contract, and they didn't know if they were going to franchise tag him. They're like, all right, let's run him into the ground this year. That's exactly what they did. He led the NFL in rushing yards with over 1,600 rushing yards and even had 12 rushing touchdowns and caught over 50 balls. If Jacobs can duplicate that production, he's going to be in the top 5 running backs again this year. And guys, I love Tony Pollard as well. He obviously has a ton of upside in the Cowboys offense, but it just worries me a little bit because he was somewhat injury prone as the Cowboys backup running back, and they're going to plug and play him as the starter. And I don't know if his injuries are just going to be going away. That just doesn't make much sense. And with the extra workload, I don't know if he's going to get a full season. Josh Jacobs, we've seen him handle the workload and then some. So I'm going to be going with Josh Jacobs. I think there's a great chance he finishes in the top 5 again. Now, Bear, what you going to do? Are you going to tie break? Are you going to go with me? Or are you going to go with the boys?
Yeah, Trey, I'm a huge Dallas Cowboy fan. Everybody knows it. I think Tony Pollard's going to do a lot of damage in this Dallas Cowboys offense, but I have seen a lot of footage of the man named Deuce Vaughn. I think he might take some 3rd down snaps from Pollard. So give me Josh Jacobs here to win this battle. He is one of the best backs in the NFL still. He had the rushing title last season. He's back now. He's going to play in game 1, and I don't trust Jimmy G to throw the ball at all. So I think the Raiders are going to rely on the run game, just like you said. I think athletic-wise, though, Pollard wins that battle. But I think the Raiders are going to be more run-heavy than the Dallas Cowboys. And I think Sproles Jr. is going to take some snaps away from Pollard. So give me Josh Jacobs to win this battle, an unbiased opinion from a very, very diehard Dallas Cowboy fan.
I love that one. It's good to be on the winning side of a battle. I'm glad that I got the majority rule this time. But guys, let's move over to the wide receivers now. I think this is going to be a great matchup. These are two very polarizing people in the fantasy community, whether it's DK Metcalf or DeVonta Smith. Both of these people have a lot of people that love them and a lot of people that hate them for very different reasons. I'm going to start us off this time. I'm going to go with DeVonta Smith. This one was really hard for me to choose, but I ended up choosing Smith over Metcalf, mainly because of the offense that DeVonta Smith plays in. Now, yes, Metcalf, he is the number one wide receiver out of these two, but I think we're going to see Smith take a huge step forward in the Eagles offense. All we've heard all offseason is how DeVonta has actually looked better than A.J. Brown, and A.J. Brown last week had to quiet those rumors. He was at a press conference and said, guys, settle down. Both of us can, catch a lot of balls in this offense. It doesn't have to be me or DeVonta. So I love DeVonta Smith to absolutely dominate in this season. And in his rookie season, he finished as wide receiver 29. And then last season, he got A.J. Brown as a counterpart. And that catapulted Smith all the way up to wide receiver 9, a wide receiver 1 finish for him. And just another year with Jalen Hurts, it just gives me a lot of confidence in DeVonta Smith to show up this season. And like I said earlier, I really love DK. I'm not taking anything away from him, but he still has Pete Carroll as his coach, and he will always be a run-first offense. And with DK being more of a big-bodied red zone target, it just worries me that, like Marshawn, Pete's always going to choose to run it at the goal line instead of a goal line fade. And DK, he finished last season with a career low 6 touchdowns. So I like our chance for DeVonta Smith to show up and perform this season and to outperform his ADP. So that's why I'm going with DeVonta Smith. Now, Bear, who's going to be your choice, Mr. Skinny Legs or Mr. Big Bicep?
Trey, I remember a Super Bowl that they decided to throw the ball on the goal line instead of run. But this one's a no-doubter for me. I'm taking DK Metcalf. I know they're close on average draft pick, but I would much rather have Geno Smith as a thrower than Jalen Hurts. Now, if you're talking overall quarterback-wise, the talent Hurts is the right call there, but the Eagles are going to have 3 running backs on the field at a time, counting Hurts, and they are one of the best, if not the best, O-lines in the NFL. They're ground and pound running. They are ground and pound. They are a running team first. They run that dumbass wedge sneak shit that they always get away with on short downs. CLC should be more of an air raid leaning on Geno Smith. He had a great year last year. I expect him to have a good year again. They do have Kenneth Walker, and they drafted Zach, very good running back out of UCLA, but Seattle's going to pass the ball more than the Eagles. Give me DK Metcalf here to win this matchup.
Oh, I love that one. All right. Just like the previous two, it comes down to a tiebreaker. Seth, who are you going to choose?
Yeah, I'm just going to say this. So, in my opinion, I'm a big A.J. Brown guy. I am a huge A.J. Brown guy. I liked A.J. Brown since he was on the Titans. There was multiple times I saw him go for over 200. The dude's just a big play waiting to happen. I get DeVonta Smith is a capable PPR receiver. I'm not taking that away from him. I know they say there's enough touches to go around. But like Jesse said, they are a run-first team. They like to run the ball. They like to pound the ball at their opponents. So I have to go with DK Metcalf too. Geno Smith and the Seahawks offense, they're going to throw the ball. They have 3 very good receivers on that team, so they're going to utilize them. 2 young running backs. I get those running backs have some big upside, but you never know what you're going to get with a young runner. So I do think we're going to see the Seahawks air this out more, and I think all of us have been kind of waiting for that season where DK just really takes off and lives up, because he's a mismatch. He's a nightmare to cornerbacks with his size and speed and just how big he is. So I do think DK is going to break out this year and have a bigger season than he has in the past. So I will take DK Metcalf over DeVonta Smith in this one.
All right, guys. So we split on all 3 of them. Let's see if we can consensusly sweep on the tight ends. That's what we're going to be moving over. And Seth, I know you got a good opinion on one of these guys, so I'm interested to see who you're going to choose between TJ Hockenson and Mark Andrews.
Yeah, you probably know where I'm going with this. This one was super easy for me. I am not a big Mark Andrews guy at all. I do not trust the inconsistencies of Lamar Jackson throwing the football. I until he proves he can throw the ball up a seam on a seam route on target all the time, I'm going to have trouble taking Mark Andrews. I'm going to fade Mark Andrews. I love TJ Hockenson. I think he just got a big contract for a reason. I think he's about to play up to that contract. So he has a quarterback in Kirk Cousins who is very accurate and who targets his tight ends 25% of the times. And we have to think of the tight ends he's had over the past couple of years. They haven't been that great. So just think of how many targets TJ Hawkinson's going to get in comparison to those guys. Jettis is going to be getting double teamed a lot. So he's going to have to turn to somebody, and that's not going to be Adam Thielen this year because he is now on the Carolina Panthers. So you do have young receiver and Jordan Addison. You also have KJ Osborne there, but it might take Jordan Addison a little bit of time to kind of get his feet wet in the NFL. So I am going to have to go with the veteran TJ Hockenson here. He's going to get a lot of red zone targets, and he's going to get a lot of targets when Jettis is getting double teamed. So I do think TJ Hawkinson's going to have a breakout year this year.
Oh, I love that one. Now, I know how much Bayer loves Iowa's offense, and with TJ Hockenson being from Iowa, I'm interested to see if that's where he's going to side. Bayer, who are you going to be choosing between these two tight ends?
Yeah, Seth said everything that needed to be said. It's TJ here, no doubt. Mark Andrews is the better tight end, though, but he has Lamar throwing to him. And again, this is not me saying Lamar Jackson's a bad quarterback. I'm just saying it's a lot like the Eagles situation where I'd rather have a guy like Kirk Cousins who can throw the ball better than he can run the ball. Lamar Jackson's a run-first guy. It was that way in Louisville. It's been that way since day one in Baltimore. A lot of people like to talk crap on Kirk Cousins, but when it's all said and done, he's not the worst quarterback guys in the NFL. He's definitely hovering around a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. And I do think, like Seth said, JJ is going to be doubled a lot this season. It could leave TJ as the number 2 guy in that system. He wins this battle over Mark Andrews, Trey.
I love that one. And guys, there's no better way to end this video than doing some spring cleaning and pulling off some awesome, beautiful sweeps. And that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be going with TJ Hockenson with you guys as well. And this one, I thought I might catch some flack for. I did not expect us to sweep the board, but I really love Hockenson's chances to have a career here with the Vikings. Because last season, Hockenson, he finished as tight end 2. And a lot of that production, much of that production, came after his trade to the Vikings. In 10 of his games with Minnesota last season, he finished as a tight end 1 in 8 of those games. That's an 80% of the time that you're going to get a top 10 tight end on your team. That is massive consistency. And Andrews, he is a target hog as well. There's definitely no denying that. But I just want to see what he's going to look like in this new offense. The Ravens, they got a flashy new offensive coordinator, and they added 2 new targets for Lamar as well, in Zay Flowers and OBJ. So Andrews, he has a lot of competition. And like Seth said, Hockenson, he actually got a lot of voided competition with Adam Thielen leaving to the Carolina Panthers. So I love Hockenson's chances to really turn it up this season. And he's going to be the number 2 option for a pass-heavy offense after the Vikings got rid of Dalvin Cook. So guys, that's a clean sweep to end the night. All 3 of us chose TJ Hockenson. And guys, if you enjoyed this fantasy video, like I said at the beginning, make sure to tune into our Sunday lives. We're going to be giving you guys the best bets on the Sunday slate and our favorite fantasy football moves that you guys need to be making before week 1 kicks off. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on Sunday.
Trey, before you send us out of here, I wanted to tell the viewers we do have a Chris Johnson mini helmet. If you guys are interested, comment down below football for your chance to win this. We're going to give away that on Friday on our live show. But sorry about that, Trey. Go ahead and send us out.
Let's go. Comment down below football. CJ2K. See you later.
Just want to let everyone know that while we do give out free picks, plays, and predictions on our YouTube channel, we also have a website for you to check out. On our website, bearsprofitplays.com, you can subscribe to the website absolutely free with an email and gain access to our written articles about upcoming sporting events. If you're really looking to make some cash, we have an option to become a member of our website. If you become a member, you will gain access to our Locks of the Week, which are written articles that go in depth as to why we are picking that particular outcome. As of now, our member plays have been red hot, hitting over 60% of our plays. If you don't want to become a member, it's no sweat. We are here to try and make you guys some money. That's our main goal. So come on over to bearsprofitplays.com and subscribe for free. Check us out, follow our free picks, and see for yourself that our member plays are a great investment for you. Thanks for watching.